Hello everyone. I find that I often become bored with my Minecraft worlds, playing for a month or two, getting all the best gear, and building the same house, before, eventually, I give up, and restart in an entirely new world. So, to try and solve this, and give myself a challenge, I will be surviving an entire year on one Minecraft world, slowly updating the game as the year progresses. For the month of January, I will be playing the 1.0 version of Minecraft. This is the update that officially marked Minecraft's full release, a giant moment in history, rivaled only by the birth of Jesus Christ and the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So 1.0, or the Adventure Update Part 2, notably brought the end, enchanting, and potions to the game, along with a couple other features. And even though it's still the same game, these older versions of Minecraft are wildly different from the Minecraft we know and love today, which I think will be a fun challenge, and might even capture some of the nostalgia we all have from when we first played the game. So, anyways, let's get into it. Credit to Thoarbin for the video idea. Oh boy, here it is. The old title screen, the windowed game, the old menu. This really feels like I hopped into a time machine, taking me back a decade. Well, I gave my world a fitting name, and then very quickly, I was in. Week 1, and I spawned in and immediately saw a hill in front of me, and decided that up there was going to be my home. I did the usual starter tasks while taking in all the oldness. The cows sounded possessed, and when you craft something, you puke out the extra items. I spent the rest of the first day setting up some basics. I tried making a farm, and found out you can trample crops just by walking on them. So I made a design I thought was supposed to prevent that, where you put fences under the crops, but clearly I was misremembering or something. After, I made my way up to the hill, as night set in, and cleared out a flat space to build on. I made a quaint little base and a cute house. It's pretty nice. Eventually, I got around to setting up a ladder so I can get up and down from the hill easily. I think I remember that you need to have more than one block of water in this game to break your fall, so I'm doing that just in case, and it turns out I was right. Afterwards, I expanded my ladders all the way down to Y12, creating a mine shaft and a quarry I can use to look for resources, and get mountains of cobblestone. Trust me, I will have a lot of time in this world, so I have big plans that need big resources. So, for some big resources, I spent an entire day clearing trees for wood, which all turn into oak planks, even the birch ones. Anyways, after clearing a load of trees, I went back down into the mines for the night and got my first diamonds. First of many, hopefully. After the mining trip, I used my new cobble to make a castle wall around the base, and I added some watchtowers, a central fountain, and a stable for some horses that don't exist yet. And I made some paths, did a little bit more decorating before I called good. Now, I felt like I needed a better way up and down to my base than a dinky little ladder. So I started on a winding staircase that went up the hill to the castle. However, I needed more wood for fences, so I had another day of chopping to do. But, I put my head down and I got it done. Next up, I was tired of worrying about the mobs when I'm on my own property, so I decided to light up everything. And after just a few minutes, I had a sizable chunk of my land lit up. I had made some good progress, but by nature this project will never be finished, so I called it good for now. Week 2. We had a bunch of snow days, so school was canceled pretty often, and I had a lot of free time to play, so I put in a lot of hours this week. I started off the week by going on a little adventure to see what the world had to offer, and after exploring for a little while, I found out it didn't offer much. I found a plains, a different kind of forest with big trees, a taiga, some sheep finally, and a janky old village, which had villagers that couldn't even trade, so they're super pointless. There is some nice nostalgia that the older versions provide, but oh my goodness, the new world generation is like 30 times better. The old terrain is very plain and simple, which is cute, but the mountains and valleys and all the diverse, beautiful biomes of modern Minecraft just completely blow it out of the water. And this village is, like, disgusting. And the villagers have literally no purpose in existing. Anyway, after my adventure, I made a mob farm using a zombie spawner I'd found in a ravine earlier, and I got everything set up pretty quickly. Only problem is there's no hoppers to collect any loot, and I have no way of auto-killing them. So I kind of just have to sit here and hit them with a stone sword for a while. It works just fine for XP, but, I have to manually kill them, so I can't AFK it. I got this farm set up for XP for enchantments, but to do that I actually need an enchanting setup, and I don't have enough bookshelves yet. So I got to work on Animal Farm while the sugarcane grows. I went back to the sheep I found earlier and gave them and the cows and the pigs all home. And in this version, pigs eat wheat, but more importantly, sheep don't regrow their wool. So once you shear them, they're just naked and hanging around. They don't even drop any mutton, so you kind of just have to deal with them or kill them. Anyways, I eventually got enough bookshelves for a level 38 enchantment, and as a reward for all my effort, I got efficiency 3. That's it. It took every single one of my levels, all 38 of them. What the freak. Anyway, I saw this in someone else's playthrough, where he built a massive bridge that stretches across his world, following as he updates his game, and I want to do something similar. The bridge will serve as some safe transportation and also looks awesome on the skyline. So I got to work. I cleared out another mountain of cobblestone, destroyed an entire ecosystem, and finally I had enough resources to start. I built a path, added supports, made the main road, and added some wooden pillars to make sure it's structurally stable, even though in Minecraft you don't need that. And then finally, I added some fence railings to the sides to make sure it's up to building code. And it looks great. Obviously, I'm never going to be done with the build, that's the point, but I think I'm satisfied with how it is for now. So, now that was done, I got started on the next project I had been dreaming up. You know the ravine where the zombie spawner is? Probably not, you're just watching the video. Anyways, I'm going to convert it into a ravine town with rooms all along the multiple layers and a nice big green grass park at the bottom. I think it'll look great, and as an added bonus, I can keep stopping by the XP farm to replace my tools while I'm building, even though the enchantments are awful. To start, I cleared out a path along the multiple ravine ledges. There are 3 natural layers here, so that's what I'm going to use. And after a while of digging, I was done, and so I furnished up the paths, added some stone brick trims and wooden floors, and to finish it off, I added some railings and some bridges in between everything to tie it all together. And it looks pretty good. After that, I figured I was good for a while, and I was just waiting on my grass slider to grow, so that I could grass all the way down at the bottom of the ravine. Usually I would just use Silk Touch, but it's impossible to find because whenever I try a level 30 plus enchantment, which is where you usually get Silk Touch, I get some garbage, like Efficiency 3. But when I do level 14, around there, I get decent enchantments, like even better than the level 30. I'll get like Efficiency 3 and Unbreaking 2 for 14 levels, which, I don't know, makes no sense. Anyways, while I waited on the grass, I went out to the nearby desert to make a little pyramid. Desert pyramids are my favorite structure, and they're not in the game yet, so I'm going to make my own little one. I made a quarry to get enough sandstone, and then I started building. I made a pyramid with some watchtowers in the corner, and a nice, furnished interior. I added a little entrance path, and I'm happy with it. Who knows, I might make this into a full desert village later. We'll see. Final day of week 2, I just spent working in the ravine town. Messed around trying to make an on-off switch for the zombie farm, and I wanted to go with my own design for the block swapper, but I'm not good enough at redstone, so eventually I just accepted defeat and googled it. Of course, the googled design worked, and I got it up and running. Now, I won't have to listen to the sweet sound of 70 groaning zombies for, whatever reason if I might not want to. After all that, the grass had finally grown all the way down to the ravine floor, and this is a big moment. So to celebrate, I'm going to go mine for some coal. Oh, yay, diamonds. Anyway, I made a bedroom and spruced up the rest of the ravine, and I think for now I'm going to call it good. Weeks 3 and 4, I didn't play very much because I was very busy with sports, and I was also playing a lot of LEGO Fortnite, which, just saying, is a lot more fun than I expected it to be. I've been playing it a lot, and if you guys want to see some sort of 100 days video, or some sort of series on the game, let me know. I'd love to make it. Also, I'll have a lot more free time once track season starts to make videos. I don't have it right now. Anyways, to start off the week, I went and I moved all the things out of the chest monster I had in the ravine, and I brought them back up to the castle to reorganize them. It didn't take too long, and the bridge made getting back and forth real easy. Afterwards, I headed into the nether to find a fortress. I want to beat the Ender Dragon this month, and obviously I can't do that without blaze rods. I wandered around aimlessly for a while, crossing a couple lava lakes with some sketchy bridges, and I just want to take a second to say that even though the textures of the old nether should be a war crime, I mean, like, seriously, the netherrack is disgusting. Like, how were we okay with this for so long? Anyways, even though the textures are awful, the land and the generation, just like in the overworld, is a lot simpler. Like, there's a lot more flat land. The lava lakes aren't like as huge. They're not huge pillars that you have to tunnel through. It's a lot easier to navigate, and like, there's less mobs too. So the only things you really have to worry about are gas and gravity. Obviously lava too. Anyway, I eventually found the fortress, but I almost didn't see it because it blended in with the old nether darkness. I did the usual routine, making barricades and lighting the path home, but come to find out, these barricades are actually useless because there aren't even wither skeletons in this version. So the blazes can walk right through these, and there's no point in building them everywhere. Whatever. I eventually found the blaze spawner, and I grounded some blaze rods before I grabbed a little extra glowstone and went home. Once I got home, I made a brewing stand, but I decided I want to put it in my nether base. Only problem is, I don't have a nether base. Oh, better solve that one. So I got to work and used mainly nether fortress bricks, and I checked. You can't make them out of smelting netherrack, so I had to excavate a big chunk of the fortress to build it. Whatever. After a little bit, and some interrupting gas, I was done. I've got nice storage, brewing area, a little nether wart farm, and a quaint nether brick castle. All in all, it's pretty nice. After all that, I got inspired to build something I can use as a catalog for all the updates Minecraft will receive throughout the series. I want to build a museum where there are different rooms for different parts of the game that will slowly get filled in as the updates come in. For example, this first room I'm digging right now is for trees. Right now we only have oak and spruce and birch trees and only oak wood. But eventually, as the game updates, all these different spaces will get filled out with all the different tree types and all the different wood types. I think it's a cool concept, so I started digging, and I kept digging, and I kept digging, and I kept digging. But I'm used to it after the case 100 days. And plus, there's something kind of therapeutic about just putting your head down and just digging. It's simple, has its own little rhythm, and you get very used to it. And it's pretty rewarding to see your incremental progress. So far, I only have a section of the hallway done, and I think I will definitely expand it later. But I got started on the tree room, and dug that out for a while, made a little space for the oak tree and some oak wood, and that was it for the week. Like I said, I didn't play very much. Alright, that's it for January. I'm gonna sit here and give some concluding thoughts real quick. The older versions of Minecraft, they kind of like occupy their own little dimension. Like, it doesn't really feel like the same game. Like, it feels like I'm playing something else. But it's really nice to just go back and have everything be simpler. There's some sort of like, there's some way that it kind of sparks creativity in you, and there's like, you don't have to worry about getting netherite or villager trading or going to the end and everything. You can just build. I know you can like still do that in the modern version of the game, but in this version it's a lot simpler. It's a lot easier to just let your creativity run. I really enjoyed it, but there are definitely a lot of things that I miss from the newer versions. Mainly your items not like plopping out of you, just vomiting on the floor whenever you're done crafting. And secondly is just kind of the general textures and sound. They feel really clanky in these old versions. Yeah. The new generation is also a million times better, but like I said, there's something kind of cute about the old generation. Anyways, that's it for this month. Thank you guys very much for watching. This is a fun video to make. I just get to freely play Minecraft and talk about it. So I'll see you guys next month for February. We're playing 1.2 and 1.1. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.